Have you ever looked at the price of a new electric car and felt a bit of sticker shock? You're not alone. For many Canadians, the dream of driving an electric vehicle seems just out of reach, no matter how much they want to make the switch. Electric vehicles promise a cleaner, greener future with less pollution and lower emissions. But for years that future has felt out of reach for most Canadian families, who see EVs as something reserved for the few, not the many. EVs have been seen as luxury items, symbols of status and innovation rather than accessible transportation for everyday people. The sleek designs and high-tech features are appealing, but the price tags can be intimidating. The real issue is fairness. People want the chance to make choices that are good for their families and the environment, without breaking the bank. It's about having options that fit real budgets, not just ideals. When new technology is too expensive, it creates a divide between those who can afford to be green and those who can't. This gap leaves many feeling left behind, even as the world moves forward. Canadians have been waiting for the day when electric cars are as affordable and practical as gas-powered ones. They want to see EVs in every driveway, not just a select few. The demand for affordable EVs is huge, and it's pushing governments and companies to act. Automakers are racing to develop lower-cost models, while policymakers debate new incentives and regulations. We've seen this before. Expensive tech eventually becomes mainstream. Canadians remember when flat-screen TVs and smartphones were out of reach. But now they're everywhere. They expect the same for EVs. Around dinner tables, the conversation is the same. I'd love an EV, but I just can't afford one. It's a common refrain, echoing in homes across the country. This frustration has built up a powerful demand for change. People are speaking out, signing petitions, and calling for action from leaders in industry. And that's where our story begins. A pivotal decision in Canada that could finally put affordable EVs within reach for everyday people, not just the privileged few. Today, January 21st, 2026, that future feels closer than ever. The dream of an affordable electric car is no longer just a hope. It's becoming a reality for Canadians everywhere. Not long ago, Canada slammed the door on affordable Chinese-made electric cars with a 100% tariff, doubling their price overnight. The move sent shockwaves through the auto industry and left many Canadians frustrated, as the dream of owning an electric vehicle suddenly felt out of reach for countless families. The government's decision, meant to protect North American jobs, left Canadians with fewer choices and much higher prices. Dealerships sat empty, and shoppers faced sticker shock as affordable options vanished from the market. But everything changed on January 16, 2026. In a move that caught many by surprise, the government announced a dramatic policy shift. Prime Minister Mark Carney's government reversed course, scrapping the tariff and introducing a new, more open policy. The announcement was met with both relief and excitement across the country. This landmark decision surprised many and signaled a major shift. Canada would now prioritize affordability and broader trade relationships, opening the door to new partnerships and economic opportunities. The ban was over, and the market was about to open up. Suddenly, the prospect of owning an electric vehicle became real again for thousands of Canadians. The government weighed the benefits, affordable EVs and new trade opportunities, against the risks, and decided Canadians deserved more options. It was a bold step toward a more competitive and consumer-friendly market. For thousands who'd put off buying an EV, this was the green light they'd been waiting for. Showrooms buzzed with excitement as new models arrived, and families lined up to test drive the latest electric cars. Canada chose a new path, even if it meant breaking ranks with its closest ally. The decision underscored the country's commitment to putting its own citizens first. The doors to affordable electric cars were finally opening, and a new era for Canadian drivers was beginning. This wasn't just about cars, it was about giving Canadians a fair shot at a cleaner, more affordable future. The policy change promised to reshape the landscape of transportation in Canada. The policy change marks a pivotal moment for Canadian consumers, signaling hope for a more sustainable and accessible future. The wait for affordable EVs is finally over, and Canadians are ready to embrace the road ahead. Canada's new policy isn't a free-for-all. It's a carefully managed system. Each year, 49,000 Chinese-made EVs can be imported, matching pre-tariff levels to avoid overwhelming the market. Crucially, half of these, 4,500 cars, must be priced under $35,000. For the first time, affordable EVs are a government-mandated reality. Instead of a punishing tariff, these imports now face a standard 6.1% tax, making business viable again. The quota will gradually rise to 70,000 vehicles by 2031, ensuring a steady supply. This system balances consumer needs, industry concerns, and international trade goals. The quota protects local jobs, while the price cap ensures real affordability. For Canadians, the headline is simple: new EVs under $35,000 are finally within reach. The policy is a complex solution to a complex problem, but its impact is clear. More affordable choices are coming to showrooms. The era of the budget-friendly electric car has arrived. The EV deal wasn't just about cars, it was a trade negotiation with big stakes for Canadian farmers. In exchange for opening the door to Chinese EVs, China agreed to slash its crippling 85% tariff on Canadian canola to just 15%. This move reopens a vital export market, bringing relief to farmers across the prairies. It's a win-win: urban drivers get affordable EVs, and rural communities regain a key customer. The deal shows how global politics can connect a Toronto driver and a Saskatchewan farmer. Canada's strategy is clear: diversify trade, support both innovation and tradition. This agreement links the car lot and the canola field, benefiting the whole country. Canada's new policy has split North America, creating a rift that's more than just political, it's economic, technological, and cultural. The US is holding firm with its 100% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles, doubling down on a hardline ban that keeps these cars out of American showrooms and off American roads. American officials have openly criticized Canada's move, voicing concerns that Chinese EVs could slip across the border and undermine US efforts to protect its own auto industry. The US has also introduced strict new cybersecurity rules for all vehicles, making it even harder for Chinese automakers to compete and raising the bar for tech standards across the industry. Mexico, meanwhile, has raised its own tariffs on Chinese EVs to 50%, aligning itself with the US in a bid to shield its domestic auto sector from foreign competition and maintain regional unity. Canada now stands alone, the only North American country actively welcoming Chinese EVs, though only in limited numbers and under close scrutiny from regulators and the public. This split could fundamentally reshape the continent's auto industry, disrupt established supply chains, and force a rethinking of trade relationships that have existed for decades. For now, Canada is betting that affordable EVs and new trade deals will bring long-term benefits, even if it means friction and uncertainty with its closest neighbors. The once unified North American front is now fractured, with each country charting its own path in a rapidly changing global market. Canada's bold move has effectively turned the continent into a real-world experiment in global trade, innovation, and economic strategy. The stakes are high, and the world is watching closely to see which approach will shape the future of the auto industry. The future of the North American auto market is up for grabs, with consumers, automakers, and governments all facing tough choices. Canada is charting its own course, determined to carve out a unique role in the global EV revolution. The results could be transformative, not just for Canada, but for the entire continent and the world beyond. So, what cars will Canadians actually see? Tesla, with its Shanghai factory, is set to resume shipping Model Ys to Canada, quickly filling much of the new quota. But the real excitement is the arrival of new brands, especially BYD, a global EV giant known for affordable, innovative models. BYD's Seagull hatchback, a hit in China, could soon be a budget-friendly option here. Other Chinese brands like NIO, famous for battery-swapping tech, and Geely, which owns Volvo and Polestar, are also expected to enter the market. These new arrivals mean more competition, more innovation, and, most importantly, more choice for Canadian buyers. The days of a handful of EV options are over. The market is about to get a lot more interesting. New brands will force all automakers to compete on price, features, and technology. For Canadian consumers, the range of options is set to expand dramatically. The EV landscape is about to change. The story doesn't end with imports. Canada wants to build the future here. The government hopes Chinese automakers will invest in local assembly plants and battery factories. Ontario Premier Doug Ford, once opposed to dropping tariffs, now supports the policy if it brings jobs and investment. The message: sell your cars here, but also build them here. Talks are underway for joint ventures to create a uniquely Canadian EV within 3 years. This strategy aims to turn Canada into a leader in the EV revolution. If successful, it means high-tech jobs, a stronger auto industry, and a secure place in the global supply chain. The new import policy is an invitation to invest. The next chapter could be even bigger. What does all this mean for you? 3 things. Lower prices, more choices, and new jobs. The $35,000 price cap means affordable EVs are finally a reality for Canadian families. More brands and models mean you'll find a car that fits your needs and budget. Increased competition will push all automakers to offer better features and prices. The policy could spark local investment, creating thousands of high-tech jobs in manufacturing and beyond. Canada won't just buy new technology, it will help build it. This decision connects global trade to your daily life. It supports farmers, strengthens the economy, and makes green transportation accessible. As new EVs arrive in 2026, they'll symbolize a new path forward for Canada. The dream of an affordable electric car is finally within reach.